Hi, this is Caitlin Hayes here, Holistic Life Coaching Services, Inner Peace Transformation. This episode today is regarding protecting ourselves from negative influencers, from those people with whom we still are required to deal with, whether we live with them, we work with them, we are neighbors to them. They are still in our lives, and we have the responsibility to transform our perception of them so that their frequency no longer affects our intended frequency of enlightenment and responsibility and action and purpose and peace ultimately. So let's go right into a real life example of someone with whom you are required to interact that is very stuck in an old mode of thinking, and they are unable at the current time to break free from that. While you are presumably on your journey and you are living in a state of responsibility, doing the work that you're required to do, taking account for your shortcomings, and doing the requisite action to heal the areas that require healing in your life so that you're able to live a fully purposed life. So, example, your neighbor continuously keeps affecting your property in whatever which way. So they are still affecting you, and they're trying to get a rile out of you because they're very unhappy with where they are in their lives, and somehow people can feed off of you. And don't forget that it's your responsibility for your reactions. So these are continuous tests for you in order to break free from these cycles of even attracting these problems into your life. So that's, of course, the first part of this, is being in a state of accountability, even for those negative people around you that still are pulling something outside of you that needs to come to the light for healing. So taking accountability and even starting with a sense of gratitude for the people that are there, that are stuck, that are not able to break free. And maybe they have no intention to, and maybe that's not their journey, and it's not really your purpose to judge that. The purpose is looking inside of yourself to say, what do you need to do in order to break free from these influencers so that no longer will the rile come from you, no longer will you have that residual reaction of frustration or judgment or paralyzing from your work, paralyzation from your work. So, the neighbor, the coworker, your husband, your wife, whoever it may be that's stuck. We just went through being in a state of accountability for that. It's happening in your life for a reason for you to take responsibility for. Send some gratitude for them, because where they are in their journey, at least you're able to say you don't want to be there. Be grateful that they're stuck so that you can see why you don't want to be stuck anymore. So have gratitude for your journey and the work that you're doing on your journey. And number 3 is you start to look at what is being drawn out of you when you're getting in a situation like this. What is coming out of you? Is it insecurity? Is it unworthiness? Is it a feeling of lack? Is it a feeling of disconnection with God's source? Is it a feeling of rage or anger? And take a moment to consider what comes out of you when you're in this situation. When you're stuck in this situation where you are still feeling a reaction. It's not a positive reaction. Because that energy of where you are still getting the negative reaction, this is where the alchemy can occur. This is where you need to take account, and this is where presumably either you're giving this other person, as a side note, you're giving them an opportunity to learn from you. So we are leaders in this when we're doing the work in ourselves. We can become the beacon of peace when we're doing this work. And this state of where you're frustrated and angry or disappointed or just dismayed, this is the energy where you have to change this part of it. This is where the alchemy has to occur. So taking account of this now is going into that feeling of wherever it is that is pulling out from you. And going into that feeling and bringing some peace into that feeling. Because these negative influencers presumably have control over your reactions. But this is a fallacy. This is not the truth. It's in this state of reaction that we have the control. This is the only where we have control. We cannot control other people. We can just control how we're reacting to them. So in this state, this is where we have to do the alchemy work, okay, in this energy of dis-ease, of discomfort, of annoyance, of rage, however it manifests for you. So let's go into that a little bit, and we can try to release ourselves from those feelings and try to heal ourselves, because that's what ultimately we must do, is we must heal ourselves from this reaction, because this reaction is not serving us, and it doesn't serve our purpose, and it's just more tools for ourselves and self-sabotage, ironically. Even though we can point the fingers and we could say they're very bitter, and it could very be so. They could have a serious, distinct mental disease that they're stuck in. It could be, clinical. It could be well documented. You could be right. But it's still becoming in your life as a tool for self-sabotage. So this is what you need to take account for. So there's something that needs to get healed in you. That's why you're having this situation. What is it? Identify it. Be honest and raw with yourself to identify it. And bring gratitude into that feeling too that needs to be healed. Because these feelings are just errant energy that really wants to be alchemized. It doesn't want to be transformed. It doesn't want to be wasted on this, kind of astral plane, or wasted energy, lower dimensional frequencies. It wants to get healed. It wants to raise its vibrational reality. Nothing wants to be used, in a negative sense, to feed off of for negative reasons. Things want to be creative, want to be free. Even energy still does that too. So breathing into that, the healing that needs to be done. And with gratitude, you can bring into that healing that needs to be done within yourself. And try to release that energy that needs to get healed. Release it into your positive sense, into your higher dimensional reality sense, into your sense of purity and connectivity and truth, so that you can live in your state of purpose. Because all of these, again, they're just self-sabotages, so that you can get off of your track. So you can find a new excuse yourself to blame. I can't do my work because I live with a person who is mentally disturbed, and then they're stuck on something that happened 25 years ago. It's really not uncommon. However it manifests, some people can have it more common, and some people can have it less common. But the reality is that a lot of people are very stuck and act as a victim, whether it's because of relationship with their family, their parents, their siblings, their work, ineptitude, feelings of that, things of that nature. But again, we're in this example so that we can evolve from these influences. Because truth be told, the influences are what's inside of us, and we're attracting that into our lives. And that's where the responsibility lies. So taking into that, gratitude for that, you have to get into the feeling of what is causing the anger or the rage and the frustration. And so as you get into that, now you can start having gratitude for it. And you can start healing it. And just praying for healing in that area of your life that needs healing, so that these negative influences no longer will bring out the negativity in you, will bring out this unformed, unconscious, undeveloped part of you that is still under a delusion somehow. So in bringing us back into this part of this exercise, intention for our healing. And we can just identify in our mind one specific person that brings up this influence in us. And lovingly release them from that job of bringing that negative influence out of you. You're lovingly releasing them from that duty of making you look inside of yourself. Because that's basically what it is. And now shifting the accountability into yourself to say, I am the one responsible for these feelings that are coming inside of me. And I will be in a state of accountability for them. And lovingly let go of them, that external influencer who has served you in showing you where you need healing, but no longer serves you, because now you can take control over what needs to get healed and shift it onto yourself, where the true healing is going to occur. And now when the problem is back on you, you need to bring it back into your heart, into your being, so that you can alchemize it, so that you can transform that errant energy that's still telling you that there's a lack inside of you, that's still telling you that there's something external can bring you something else other than what you have already. And breathe into that, and that's where we are able to now take control over that feeling. And breathe into that, and remember this, that no person outside of you can really influence you. It's the influence inside of you that's attracting that in order to bring this what needs to get healed to the light. Okay, namaste. I hope this was helpful. Let me know. Leave some comments. Thank you. All the best. Bye-bye.